Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I actually have a special video for you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 meta decks post Phantom Rage, the new set coming right out. With it, there's going to be a lot of cards, and this is my top 5 picks for the best meta decks after it comes out. So before we do get into the video, I do have a couple announcements for you guys. First of all, as you can see, we are almost at 500 subscribers, and at 500 subscribers, I'm going to start doing videos with face cam, so you guys are going to be seeing my beautiful face in the corner. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So smash the subscribe button if you guys do want to see that. On top of that, be sure to check out the links in the description, because over there I actually have the official Instagram account where you guys can message me, say hi, and I just post updates over there, stuff like that. And even more important, we have the official Discord server in the link in the description where you guys can join. I am always active. You can talk to me, I can talk to you guys. We have a lot of fun. They're really fun community, not to mention that you guys can request videos over there too, so I know what to make for you guys. In that way, you guys always get what you guys are looking for. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. For my number 5 slot for the top 5 best meta decks post Phantom Rage, we have Eldlik. So Eldlik is obviously a very powerful deck. It has been floating around since about April. And while people think that because like Jet Synchro and stuff like that is gone, the deck isn't as good, and it isn't as good, but it still is a very, very powerful contender, being able to spam the board with cards like Eldlik and the traps, which have amazing consistency and renewals. So basically, the deck is the best deck, in my opinion, the best deck at the grind game of all time. Just the fact that all of the cards recur themselves and basically pay for themselves is just so good. And then another thing about this deck is that there are many variants. So you can go the pure Eldlik route, but at the same time, you can go a zombie route. You can go a Numeron route. You can even go an invoked route. To be honest, in my opinion, the Numeron Eldlik deck is probably the best variant of Eldlik. And just this deck is absolutely so powerful that it would be an absolute shame if this deck didn't make my top 5 list. And that is why Eldlik is my number 5 spot. On to number 4, we actually have over here Dinosaurs. So Dinosaurs is a deck that was released a while ago, and it's actually become really good again. It's been getting a lot of tops and a lot of player representation. This deck is insanely consistent in the form of Overraptor and of course Fossil Dig, because you can search out basically everything. Not to mention that this card right here, Miscellaneosaurus, is a 1-card combo, and in turn, because your Overraptor can search your Misk, it's a 1-card combo, and at the same time, Fossil Dig in turn is a 1-card combo. So you have just so many starters in the deck that it's absolutely insane. This card right here made the deck so good. The Arnimador and the Archosaur is absolutely busted. It searches you your double evolution pill, and obviously it's an amazing OTK deck, but at the same time it can end up very powerful going first boards as well, in the form of Infinite Negate and of course True King of all Calamities, which by itself can win games. Dinosaurs is an absolutely powerhouse of deck, and it pluses so hard, especially when it snowballs off of Baby, and it's just so powerful in the fact that not only all of the cards are good, but they're also high attack and really beefy too. So this deck OTK is probably better than most decks in the game. Obviously, it is an OTK deck, but also Dinosaurs is one of my favorite all-time decks, and that is actually why Dinosaurs are so good this format. So much player representation. This card has this deck has amazing matchups, and that is why Dinosaurs are my number 4 slot. I actually recently posted a $50 budget variant of Dinosaurs, not including structure decks, so singles only, where it actually, even with $50, you can make this deck so busted. So be sure to check that out. You guys can check it out. It's my previous video right before this one. But yeah, it's an absolutely sick deck. So that is my number 4 slot. Let's hop into number 3. For my number 3 slot, we have the one and only Dragon Link. Dragon Link is my number 3 slot over here. Dragon Link is obviously just such a powerful deck, being able to spam the board with literally so many combos, being able to lock your opponent out of the extra deck with cards like Dragon Buster, Destruction Sword, and now even access to the fabled Dragoon of Red Eyes, which is just so good. The card itself is enough to win games. And when you pair it with cards that lock your opponent out of the extra deck, 4 negates off of Appaloosa, like negates off of Savage, like a bunch of other routes you can take with this deck, and even ripping cards out of your opponent's hand to Smoke Grenade, which should get banned, by the way. I'm not even joking. Smoke Grenade needs to get banned. This deck is filled with one-card combos too, and cards like Levianeer, which are searchable, also rip cards over your opponent's hands, and you can end on Harbinger and a bunch of other really strong powerhouse cards. And on top of that, all of the cards are just so beefy, and they're huge. Not to mention that Union Carrier boosts them even 1,000 further. Like, I would not be surprised if somebody ends on a 5,050 attack Borlord Savage Dragon in Dragon Link, because that's standard. That's the thing that's so cool about this deck. This deck is just so strong, and with all the one-card combos and variants of the deck that you can play, it can push through basically any board and create unbreakable boards. And when I say unbreakable boards, I mean actual unbreakable boards, not like a couple negates. These are boards that your opponent cannot play through. They keep the cards, they don't like tribute anything, they destroy things, they lock your opponent out, and you have a lot of follow-up and a loaded graveyard to OTK in the next turn with cards like Borlsword Dragon. This deck is absolutely insane, and that is why it rightfully earns my spot for the number 3 best deck post Phantom Rage. Cool, let's hop into my number 2 slot. For the number 2 slot post Phantom Rage, we have the one and only PK Fire Phantom Knights. Wow, this deck was really bad for a long time, but with the support, it's actually super, super busted, and the ability to plus off of everything is just so good, because, like, for example, I put over here only some of the new cards, but, like, the Phantom Knights of Tier Scale, this card is busted. You can discard one card, send one Phantom Knights card from your deck to the graveyard, except Phantom Knights of Tier Scale, so that alone gets you a Phantom Knights card into the graveyard, which you can plus off the effect, so let's keep in mind. That's already a plus, and then the discard effect also gets rid of a Phantom Knight in your hand, so that's another plus. Not to mention that this card also synergizes a lot with the Orcust if you want to go PK Orcust, which is another amazing variant. And then, not to mention, it has another effect where if another Phantom Knight's card or cards is banished from your graveyard, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So not only is this card a starter, but it's also an extender, which is actually so broken and busted. I don't know what Konami was thinking when they made this, but that's also why they brought back Bardiche, which is another powerhouse of a card. Bardiche is just a huge plus. It ends on 2 Fog Blades, but at the same time, in actual Phantom Knights, you can set up a lot more than just 2 Fog Blades. Phantom Knights have a lot of underrated trap cards as well. For example, they have a trap card that negates an opponent's attack, and after, you can summon it as a token, and during your turn, you can, like, tribute it or something and draw 2 cards, which is, like, busted. I don't know. It's something around those lines. But at the same time, the deck actually just snowballs so hard. And then here's another new card, the Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. If the Phantom Knights monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand, extender, then increase its level by 1. It's a level 3 because level 4. Good synergy with literally everything. You can special summon this card from your you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Phantom Knights from your hand, except the Phantom Knights of Stained Gloves. Then you can increase this card's level its level by 1. So once again, it's not only an extender once, but actually an extender twice. So it's like having 2 junk forwards that you can summon both of. It's just really, really good. And that's why this deck is actually so powerful in this format, well, post Phantom Rage, and that is why Phantom Knights earned my rightful number 2 spot for the best deck of 2020 post Phantom Rage. On to our honorable mention. We only have one for this week, and that is actually Metal Foes. Metal Foes, with its new incoming support, is going to be a hugely powerful deck, and the deck itself is really, really strong. And my other honorable mention will be, of course, the deck whose name I can never remember. It was a new world premiere archetype that was just announced, actually, and it's coming with 14 cards directly to the TCG, so we do not have to wait for more than 14. Even though there are 16 cards in total, we don't have to wait. We can start playing that deck immediately. I forgot the name, so I'm sorry. But, like, yeah, that's a really good deck, too. So that's something to keep in mind. I think it's a lot worse than everything else on this list, and that's why it's not on it, but it's still a very good deck to keep your eye on. But definitely Metal Foes, if anything, I think it's more of a rogue deck, but it is very powerful, and it may prove us all wrong and actually I'm sure it will see a lot of play. but it may actually not only see a lot of play, but also see a lot of competitive interactions and matchups and even cool combos. So if you guys do want that, then be sure to comment down below. Now, before I get into my number one spot, everybody be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Face cam videos at 500 subscribers. I cannot emphasize that enough. Of course, if you guys want to see any of the decks showcased in this video, comment down below and I will get the deck profile out for you guys. And for my number one slot, I have, you guessed it, no you didn't, we have Zodiac. Actually, yeah, this is not a list, by the way. This is just a bunch of really good cards from Zodiac. Zodiac as my number one deck. I think that this deck is going to become tier 0 again. Let me explain to you why. There is a new card coming out called Negalogia AA Zeus. Yes, AA the battery, Zeus. It requires 2 level 12 monsters, which are never going to be using to summon it, and it basically reads, once per turn, if an Xyz monster battled this turn, you can also Xyz summon this card by using an Xyz monster you control as a material. So, super easy to summon. Next up, we have a quick effect of you can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards on the field to the graveyard. Not a once per turn effect. I cannot emphasize that. It is not once per turn. On top of that, we also have once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach 1 card from your hand or deck or extra deck to this card as a material. Wow, this card is busted. And why I think that Zodiac is going to be amazing, not only because Zodiac has Trident, and that's really good by itself, but because of this card, you can actually stack up like 6 Zodiac monsters and then summon Zeus above them. You have 6 materials, so you can actually go Zeus effect, so like detach 2, right? Send everything. Your opponent chains a negate. Sure, chain Zeus effect to send everything. Your opponent chains a negate. Guess what? Zeus effect, send everything, and guess what? Your opponent is going to take a massive L because they can't come back from that. This card is such a powerhouse, and on top of that, you won't only be ending on this. You'll be ending on Zeus, backed up with a bunch of hand traps in your hand, backed up with a bunch of traps in your hand, backed up with Trident to pop your opponent cards, and it's just such a powerful deck, this format, and that is why I believe that Zodiac will once again be tier 0 and the best deck of the format after Phantom Rage comes out. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, and on top of that, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you do, it will help me out a ton. It's absolutely free, and not to mention, at 500 subscribers, we are doing face cam videos. Yeah, you'll see my face corner of the video. It'll be super cool, more fun for you guys, more fun for me, and that is basically it. This is your boy SpartaKing signing off. All right, guys, peace.